organizing here. It looks kind of not in place. A little bit better. Sometimes I will have to buy some real camera and not my phone. Let's see what's going on. I'll probably be having again some problem with seeing the chat. Let's see. Yep. Still can't see the chat. Don't know what's the problem with it. No. Well, at least it will give time for people to come in. Okay, I think I'm seeing the chat now. Hi everyone, I see Noni, Melissa, Louis, Linda, Crystal. Okay, so I do have a chat and it didn't take forever this time. I'm getting better. What do you know? Okay, I wasn't sure what I was going to do today. I had many ideas, didn't know what to go for, but I'm going for some kind of vintage background, and focal point will be probably this flower, which is so simple to do. I will of course do something with you, and let's see. I've already took out all kinds of stuff like book pages and little pieces that I have left from other projects. I've got music sheets, more text, all kinds of stuff. This was just packaging for something I've ordered, and I thought maybe it could be again something in a background. Some leftover from scrapbook paper. I've got more here, so I'll just edit as I go and we'll see where it gets me. For now I'm moving aside the flowers. The day started with me making this just because I felt like I needed a sunflower, and that's what I've done. It's not finished. This is just the beginning. Also this one just the beginning. So of course we will start with some kind of background. I will just see and give people time to come in, a few minutes at least. Maybe I'll start just gluing because it's going to take time gluing all these pieces, and I'm just taking white glue and let's see. I'm going to try and put more glue underneath than on top, just because I don't want to wait forever for everything to dry. So just put this piece. Okay. I'm trying not to overthink it, just putting down pieces, and we'll see where it gets me. The pieces don't have to be straight or anything. I'm using the ones with straight edges to the edges of the page, but it doesn't have to be. I can take this piece and glue it down here. It really doesn't matter if it's torn edges, cut edges. Most of it is going to get covered, don't get attached. Trying to spread the glue thin again so we won't have to wait forever for it to dry. And I'm starting with the larger pieces just so I will have coverage, and afterwards I can add if I want to. I hope the chat is not stuck. The last one that I see is Melissa. Love watching you glue. It's like saying I love watching paint dry. Okay. What else? Let's take another piece. As I said, no overthinking, but I do try to keep darker pieces towards the edges and or towards the bottom, just because that's how I like things. But even the lighter pieces like this one will probably get covered with some paint or whatever, so it really doesn't matter. Just want it layered and not to create one line. Okay, one here. Let's put this piece here. And I'm keeping the music sheet, notes, whatever, for because they are small pieces. I'm saving them for later, for the on top of the larger pieces. And let's see. And I'm also trying to pick different colors of paper. They all look like vintage. They're just old, of course, and nothing special about them. If you've got something that you want to look vintage, just you can tea dye, you can a coffee dye, you can spray, watercolor, all kinds of stuff that can be done. And some papers you can just leave in the sun and bake them. Also an option if you've got enough sun for it, of course. Okay, you can microwave some wet book pages. Yes, you can, but I've done something like that. it started with drying flowers, and I've done them between two papers and put them in the microwave, and it all was nice. And then I thought I'm clever than that, and I took a book and put it in between the pages of the book, put it in the microwave, and I think I miscalculated with the time, and I went out of the kitchen, and suddenly I feel I just started to smell smoke. And the book was so when they are old, especially these soft covers, pocket books, that they are brittle as is when they are this brown. So I really baked that that pocketbook, and it was not nice. The whole kitchen was in smoke. Nothing really happened. There was no fire, just a lot of burnt smoke and burnt pages. But I did use the burnt pages for another art journal page. So I don't know if it was recommended, but I've used them. It was very striking. Of course, it needed to be handled carefully because, as I said, they are already brittle. And after baking them in the microwave, it was something else. So I think since then I haven't done anything in the microwave. People always telling me like put things in like papers in the blender or things like that, and I think after that I didn't want to use anything of my art in in the kitchen. So I'm just looking for variation, otherwise it really doesn't matter. And as I said, it's mostly going to get covered. I'm going to push it back afterwards with some diluted paint. There are times that I do a cover with this kind of paper and leave it as is, and sometimes I like to do a wash on top of it and push it back. So it's really up to you what you like to do, and I like to do things like variations and not do the same thing over and over again. I'm not even checking if the text is in the right direction. It doesn't matter. It even is more interesting when you flip the pages and you have text that goes in many ways. Okay, stop moving. Here we go. Something else, just a little bit more. Let's find something interesting in the leftovers. That's nice. One more here. here, whatever, really doesn't matter. Okay, so now for the small pieces that I left for the finishing, here we go. One here. Let's put one here. Just making sure everything is stuck and covered. I'm just checking the chat from time to time. Almost done. Here we go. All covered. Yay. Okay, so of course this needs to be dry before I'm doing anything. Although if you want crackles, if an effect of crackles, then you can take gesso, go over lightly on top, and then use a heat tool, and between the gesso and the glue there will be a crackle effect because each one is drying in different time, so that's what creates the crackle effect. So it's an option. Okay, moving this aside, I'm going to show you how easy it is to make something like this, and this is just the start. I want to work on it more. Let's pick some painty paper or scrapbook paper or whatever you have that you want to make this kind of flower. And let's see. Let's go with this wild paper. This one was made with brochures and the resist with crayons. There is a video that I made of experimenting with brochures. This is one of the papers that I've done on the video, I think. Let's get this over here. Now it's really simple. First you decide on the center what size of circle you want, and then you trace it. So let's pick this. Just find an object or that fits the size that you want, or if you rather, you can take a compass and just do a circle. And let's see, I want something interesting, so, and it's good that it's clear. I can see through and pick something that would be interesting. Although, as I said, each one is going to be worked over, so I'm not sure how much of it will be shown. Okay, I'm taking a black permanent marker. This one decided not to work. You don't have to do it with black permanent marker. You can use a pencil, and if you don't like the lines, and just erase them later on. I am going with the black permanent marker because I want to have the line. And now I am deciding what's the length of the petals that I want, and I can just go and decide on doing it with a pencil or doing it with the marker, I'm going, of course, with the marker, and I'm going to explain it, and I hope that you will see what I'm doing. Basically, what I'm doing, and I'm calling it bunny ears because it looks like bunny ears. Okay, I'm doing something like that, and I don't want them to be all the same. So the only thing that I do try is to have the length of the petals almost the same, so I can just draw a line that will show me and guide me in terms of the length. So I'm just doing it very freely like so, and I'm doing each time I'm doing 2 bunny ears. I hope you can see what I'm doing. If not, tell me, because as I said, I have one phone here up here and I've got the chat here, and the display is different. So I'm not always sure what is in frame and what is not. Now, when you're doing the bunny ears, it doesn't have to be perfect. I can do something like that to the petal, just so it won't be always the same. And to me it looks more organic. Of course, it's up to you. If you like things precise and similar, then you can do some template and go over and over again and change as you go. They can be thick, they can be thin, whatever you like. So bunny ears, it's just easier for me. I don't know why it started that way, but I found out that doing bunny ears is easier for me to make that kind of some kind of sunflower. And here, the ones that were here before, it doesn't have to stay this way. You can also decide to do smaller ones and do another panel and do 2 sizes of petals. Up to you how much you want to build the flower. So I'm going to cut the pieces and show you how I assemble the bunny ears to the circle. Let's just take this out, and let's take one, just so I can show you how I'm making it. Again, I'm going very freely with the cutting. I'm not too concerned about being precise. Here we go. Okay, so let's cut another bunny ear just so you can see how I'm putting them. I'm using nail scissors and using the curve of the scissors to my advantage. Let's see, I want to check the chat if someone answered, if you are seeing what I'm doing. You can use a glue stick, Linda. Okay, you see it. That's great. Okay, so I do put some glue on the back, and again using this B7000 only because it has a fine nozzle. You can use whatever glue you have. And what I like to do is take a small piece of masking tape for each bunny ear. And yes, I'm tearing it with my teeth. And I'm putting each masking tape like this on the back of the bunny ears. I'm doing it because it helps me position the bunny ears and play with the placement. And it takes a little time until the glue, whichever glue I put in the back to dry. So the masking tape is keeping it in place, but still I can move and decide if I want it closer, I want it more to the side, and it just helps to position each bunny ear. So as you can see, that's how it's very easy to make this. Let's do just another couple of bunny ears so you can get the effect. And you just need to make bunny ears that will go all over, unless you are doing part of a flower and don't need the whole thing. But I'm always doing the whole flower because, like, when I'm doing this kind of a big flower, if I don't have somewhere to sometimes I like to take things like this, cut them in half, and play with the placement on a page. I can do another page here, and half of the flower will be here and another half will be here, or up and down, all kinds of placement. I think I even have, no, not in this. No, I thought maybe in this journal I have something, or maybe, yes, yes, I have here. It's a little bit different, and I've showed you the last live stream, but you see one half is here and one half is here. So, okay, maybe I'll do another another page here. Or maybe just half. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so once again I've got the bunny ears and a little piece of masking tape that I can position, and here we go. Very easy to make this. Okay, so masking tape aside, this also. Okay, lots of stuff is going here, and I've been busy, and I've done all kinds of projects plural, and things just accumulates on my desk, and I try to put everything in place, and then I get another idea and another thing finds its way to the desk. So what can I say? Okay, what do you say? Do I do here will to put another page with all this kind of stuff, all this vintage look in the back, or leave it be for now, because this is still wet and I don't really want to turn on the heat tool? Up to you. Bunny teeth. Yes. On the other page to do another one with the other sunflower, Bridget. Okay, we'll see. I wasn't sure I was going to do a live today. I had the start of a migraine. Somehow I managed to to conquer it, and here I am. Okay, so I don't have a choice. I will have to use a heat tool, otherwise we'll just stare at the page. Let's see. Okay, for those who don't like the sound, just mute me. Okay, so that's enough for me to continue to put some paint on top, and let's see, where do I want to start? I think I'm going to darken the edges first, and I want some kind of a grungy look for the page, so let's see. I'm gonna take some I think I will take some dark brown. Yeah. And some hard bristle brush with little amount of paint, and just go over the edges roughly. I think it needs a little bit of black in it. I don't like the shade of this dark brown. Okay, that's more like it. Now I just need to have less paint. Okay. Very roughly. Grungy look. Maybe I will take it on the inside. I'm not sure. No, only the edges. Yeah, good enough, I think. A little bit more on the corners, but that's it. Okay, so that's done. Now I want to go over all of this to mute it down a little bit. And first I'm going to take, I think, this cream color, and I need to dilute it. It needs to be like a wash, so it won't cover what I have. It will just push it to the back. Let's see. Okay, that's a nice start. I can always add more if I think it's needed, but I can't really subtract, so it's better to go lightly at first. And I don't care about the wrinkles. It just gives more interest and texture and to the grungy look, especially where I have torn edges. This is just the start. Okay. Where I have this darker piece of paper, I can go and put more of the cream color, and I'm making everything, or trying at least to make everything come together. I will need a little bit more paint, I think, in several areas. And if I want something to push back, I can just go in that place and put more of the wash. Yeah, I think just a little bit more. Here I want it a little bit more. Yeah. I like it, but I still going to work on top of it. And now I'm thinking if I want for this to dry or work on it when it's still wet. It will probably, well, let's try. This is another acrylic paint, and I burnt orange. I wanted some like rust color, so that's why I picked it. And let's see, again, water, and I'm taking a softer brush. I hope I haven't moved the camera. Too much is going on here. Okay. A softer brush. What's going on today? Okay. This needs to be really watery. I'm even thinking of letting it just drip and do its thing. And right now I can see that I need for this to dry, because I don't like the color it gave me. Now it looks a lot like coral paint, a coral shade than rust. So again, heat tool. Wait, I can take a baby wipe and blot part of it. Enough, yeah. Okay, so it removed part of the whitewash that I had. So I'll just go over again, fix the little areas that need it. Dry it, and then when it's dry, go for the rust that I wanted, the rust color. Okay. I think I fixed it enough for me to continue. Okay, I'm thinking of switching to watercolors, just so I won't have to each time take a different acrylic paint and add water. I'll just use some watercolor. This is Pelican. I've got this forever, like bought it like more than 3 decades ago. And let's see, maybe this one. I'm adding water to some of them that I think I will use, just easier that way. Okay, let's see. Let's start with a little bit of the brown And here is the rust color that I really wanted. Again, I'm putting it quite randomly, and I'm also dipping each time in a different color, just so I will have variations. I don't like solid colors. It always looks, to me at least, artificial and like plastic. So I'm always trying to mix colors. Okay. A little bit of this one maybe. I'm really doing it quite randomly. I don't have a plan. I don't know if I will leave areas that are just with the whitewash. Not sure yet. As I said, I'm just doing it, putting color, and we'll see where it gets me. Not sure. I can also spray if I want to make it spread a little bit more. Also an option. I can always let it drip, tilt the page and let it drip. All kinds of stuff that you can do. Well, I'm thinking that I'm going to cover the whole thing and not leave the whitewash. Decided. What can I say? Just a glimpse of the whitewash in several areas, but small areas. But right now I'm just going for this more orangey rust look. Yeah, I like it. It's grungy enough. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Hi, Brenda. Uh-huh. Yes. Okay. Okay. So this needs to dry again. And I'm thinking if I want to make this or this. I like both of them. That's why I said maybe I will go and do another page. Well, I think I will go with this one, but as I said, I want to work on it a little bit more. And first of all, I'm thinking I still have here a little bit of the brown color. And I'm taking a Q-tip and I'm just going to start dabbing, and on purpose I'm doing several so some of them won't be solid color and you can see some of the back, if you can see what I mean. The first one that I'm, let's say, stamping is solid color. The other ones are less and less, and it gives me again variation. Okay. Okay, so I've got the middle and I'm thinking, let's take, maybe I have it here, just a gold marker. This is the Uniball Signal. I really like it. And let's see, I'm thinking if I want a small dot in each one or if I want to go around each one or maybe in between. Let's do in between, just spreading it around again. Of course I could have just taken another color and stamped with the Q-tip, but here I'm a little bit more in control and I can just do all kinds of sizes in between. Just little details. Maybe I'll even add around some of the brown circles, some details. I don't know. Right now I'm just spreading this and we'll see. Okay, now I want to add a little bit more dimensionality to the petals, the flower, all kinds of ways to go about it. The simplest one is if you have pencils that are, you need a 6B or a more than 6B because the graphite is darker and softer. I can just go where I want to make shadow. Let's start here. I can do this, and of course I can smudge it with my finger or with this that as I said before many times, I just never remember the name of it. I'm sorry. some things just don't stick. So that's the easiest and cheapest, and you don't need any kind of expensive stuff to do shadow to something. Okay, just a darker graphite pencil. I can also decide to add some shadow here. Let's do some of the bunny ears just so you will see what I'm talking about. Smudging. So that's just one way. Another way is, believe it or not, with a pencil, an eyeliner pencil. They come in a lot of colors, so, and they smear very nicely, and they are soft, so you can do the same thing with an eyeliner pencil. And another way is all kinds of pencils, watercolor pencils, also a way to go about it. And of course you can, with watercolors, whatever you feel more comfortable using. So I've got this, and I'm debating what to use. I think I will bring, yeah, I'll just use this. This is a 10B, but as I said, you don't have to have a 10B. That's what I have right now. It can be also 6B. You can find it in office supplies everywhere. So again, just adding in some places, and then I'm going to smudge them, and it will give a little bit more 3D and definition look to the flower. I'm adding the shadow where a petal is like overlapping another one, so that's what I'm going for. Okay. Let's check what's going on in the chat. Hi, Tommy and Trini, and I'm sorry if I missed someone. Okay. Continuing. Okay, let's see. I've got a smaller one, a thinner one than this. I just need to find it so I can get into all this small detail. And of course I can't find it now. Where the heck did it go? Never mind. Okay, let's see. I will just try and smudge it. I've got this brush. It's supposed to be for some kind of makeup. A lot of time I find great stuff to use in my art that is for makeup. If someone told me that I needed to use it for painting my face, I wouldn't know what to do with it. Already starting to take shape. I really, really like it. Yeah. And let's see. Yep, I definitely like it. I want some smudging and shadow here. Yeah, this is probably is going to go here. Okay, I'm reading the chat and also drinking something. Okay, now I have to think about the stem and maybe making a leaf here. Let's see. Maybe I can do a leaf with this. This would be an interesting enough. Let's see. Or this here can be. Yeah, okay. We've got a leaf. I just decide as I go because I just wanted to do some kind of a, as I said, the flowers were because I wanted to do a sunflower. It was, we had several days that were just gray and rainy, and I just felt like doing a sunflower. And then I went, when I made this sunflower, I just had to do another with the opposite color, and I wanted to also do a grungy vintage background, so here we go. That's how we came to do this. Yeah. And stem, I think I will use, I've got, this is an acrylic marker. This is by Zig Acrylista. It's called, it doesn't matter, there is all kinds of acrylic markers. How do I want the stem? It's all decisions. Decisions. Do I want a straight one? Do I want maybe like this? I don't know. It wasn't planned. Maybe like this. Let's see. Let's take a piece of paper, just make sure. Yeah. There is still wet stuff here. Look. What can I say? Okay, let's see. So I won't ruin another marker. I'm not sure. Bear with me. Still wet. Ah, for God's sake. Okay. Yeah, let's do it crooked. Okay. Whatever will be, will be. Yeah. Okay. I can put some glue in the back, and I still want something on the background. I don't know why, but I do. Can't leave things alone. I'm only putting a glue on the center because a lot of times, most of the times when I'm doing flowers in my art journal, I like that the petals are like sticking out. Again, it looks more dimensional that way. Okay, let's see. I feel like I need something more in this color or in the background, and I'm thinking, do I want a butterflies or just some kind of a graphic element? I don't know. I remember having some blue butterflies somewhere, so let's see. Looking for the blue butterflies. I also remember sticking them in my bin for vintage stuff. Don't know why, but I did. So why can't I find them now? Don't know. Nope, they are not here. Okay, searching for blue butterflies. Too much stuff is going on here. Here are the blue butterflies. Okay, let's see if they fit here or not. No, I don't know. No. This is grungy, and these two elements are too free, and these are just, no, they don't work here. So I'm thinking of just adding some interest to the background with, let's see, I've got, yeah, I'm going to use this stencil and with something, maybe this blue. Yeah, this blue will do. Makeup sponge, removing the dried paint. Here we go. So once again, quite randomly, I'm going to do it and add some blue elements to the background. It just needs to tie everything together. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if it's the most used stencil, but yes, and it surprised me. It's from the cheap store, and I wasn't sure about it, but once I started using this stencil, it has a feel like some kind of organic, I don't know, pods, what to call it, like, I don't know the English word for it. What's inside? I need to check what's the English word. The things that blow in the wind and make other flowers or trees or whatever. And not yes, seeds, but there is another word that just escapes me. Yep. Yes, this is it. I really like it. I'm just going and adding a black line because all the other stuff is with a black line. So I'm going with it. Yeah. Pollen, yes. Thank you, Anna. Pollen. Okay, that was the word that I was looking for. Let's see. I'm itching to do another page. What do you say about it? Let's see. I'm just playing. I really don't know what's going on. This was really not planned. Okay. Again, not overthinking it, just putting something. Let's see. This can go here. What else? Too much stuff going on. No. An old map. No. I'm just trying and seeing what clicks for me, what looks nice. I don't know. No. see. Can't see the forest for the trees. What can I say? There is too much stuff. There is a thing like too much stuff. No. For God's sake, pick something. Okay, what else can I put here? I don't know. We'll see. Okay, this can be done. Okay. Let's see. Checking the chat. Okay. No questions for me. At least that I didn't see. I need something here. Yeah. It's a good thing I save everything. Just a piece of packaging. Okay, so that's the start. Let's see. Gonna cut it in half. I just need to see. Yeah, I think here. Or maybe not sure. Okay, whatever will be, will be. Just trying to find a place that will look okay to cut. Okay. Yeah. I just need to work, of course, on the continuing with shadowing as I started, so everything will look the same. Okay. Smudging, you've seen it before. I'm not done with the background. I just want to see first how the two parts of the flower stand on my page before I'm adding details to the background. Okay. It's so quiet. Okay. Let's see. Okay. And I really wanted this compass somehow on my page, so I left it to the end. Somewhere I want it on my background, or maybe maybe just part of it. Okay, let's see. Here goes nothing, as the expression says. Whatever will be, will be. Okay. I'm not attaching yet the flower. As I said, I'm working still on the background. I just wanted to see it how it stands. Okay. Now, okay, I want to darken the edges, and I'm going to use, I've got this Stabilo All, it's like a watercolor pencil. It's just more intense and more, it can be used on plastic, glass, paper, whatever, and it's activated with water. Right now I'm just putting it on the edges, and as I said, I will activate it with water. I've got this just so I can find it between all the other pencils. I just glued it to the end of the pencil. That's how I can find it right away. Okay. Let's use the brush that I used to smudge it before with a little bit of water. Again, before I had all this stuff, when I wanted to do to darken the edges, I didn't have ink pads. I didn't have the Stabilo all. I used a black eyeliner to do something like that. It's very easy to use. There are cheap stores for a non-brand cosmetics, so it's not like I bought something from a brand that was expensive. Okay. And now I want to do some stamping. I think I have a campus stamp that I think will work nicely here. Here we go. If I will find an acrylic block to put it on. Here we go. Okay. And black, Tuxedo Black Memento. It's a permanent ink like archival ink or a StazOn. It doesn't have to be because I'm not planning on putting anything wet on top, but this one just works great. Let's see. I'm just going to stamp it quite randomly on the page because again it's just part of the background. I want one here, although I'm not sure if it will be seen because I will have the flower, but nonetheless I prefer to stamp, and if it doesn't work, if it's covered, it's covered. I don't care. Let's put a sticky note here. Don't know if it will stamp here on. Okay. Whatever. Let's see. The flowers are hiding most of what I've stamped, so let's see. Yeah. I think this is probably it. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Okay. I can hear my hubby snore. I said it was too quiet. Okay. Two different pages. Okay. I'm not sure that I'm finished with that. Maybe something. I'm just doing some spirals with the gold marker to add some more details to the inside of the flower. Don't know if you can see it. Starting to take shape. Sometimes it's the small details that brings everything together. The background is quite simple, as you saw here, with just some pieces of paper and stamping. I'm thinking if I need to add something more, not sure. I think I leave it at that, and maybe sometime in the future it happens that I decide that I need to add something and then I'm adding, but I'm quite happy with what's going on here. I'm trying very hard to use all the things I've got and not to make more stuff right now. No more painty papers, no more gel plate until I use most of what I've already got, and also focal points and whatever. because the overflow is just too much. Okay. Something is missing in the background. I'm not sure yet what, but I'm leaving it as is. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Okay. So I think I'm finished with this page. Now I'm planning on the next live using again all the scraps. I was working on the calendars, as you know, and after I used a lot of painty papers, I had lots of little bits of leftovers, scraps of paper, and I've got too much already of tags and all kinds of stuff that I usually use with small scraps. So what I've done is I took the little bits that I had left on two large pieces of paper, and what I've done is this. Don't know how much of it you will be able to see. This is one, this is the other one, and what I'm planning to do next live stream is to use this. I will probably cut it because it's just not it just doesn't fit in the frame, and do all kinds of techniques of how you bring everything together and how to use it, and doing all kinds of what to do with this. So if you are interested, you can get all your small leftovers, just glue them down to a piece of paper and play with me in the next live stream. Let's see. Any questions for me while I'm trying to get some of the stuff back in place? Let's see. Okay. I'm starting to see the desk again. Still putting things in place. So if you have something to ask me, that's the time. And of course, if you can put it in capital letters, it's better, but you don't have to. It's just easier to see a question when it's with capital letters. Let's see. When you're doing what I've shown you, you can do it however you want. If you want to tear it, you can tear and glue. You can do it with straight edges. You can do squares if that's what appeals to you. You can punch or cut circles if that's what interests you. It doesn't matter. just taking all the little leftovers, putting them, gluing them to a larger page paper, and then we'll do all kinds of stuff with it. Okay. What's going on here? I still have leftover paint here, so here we go. Always using the leftover paint. If it's in this or in a notebook, doesn't matter. Lots of stuff just from smearing paint, leftover paint. Okay, so that's it for today, tomorrow, whatever. And I hope you liked it. I hope you'll do something. Christine, or I don't know. I feel like I need something, like I've done this little spirals here. I'm feeling like I need something like that in the back, or I'm even thinking about using this, I don't know why, but the same color I have here, doing some kind of spirals. I don't know if by hand or with stamping. I just know that something is missing in the back, and probably I will use this color. But right now I'm just leaving it as is. I'll think about it. Maybe it will stay like that. Maybe I will add something later on. Thank you, Melissa. So, okay. Thank for everyone for coming in and participating in this and watching me glue stuff. Intuitive gluing, as I call it. And I'll be seeing you in my next video. So bye for now.